pumpkinscarecrow.com. Guys, you must know it is the final volume of this Pumpkin Scarecrow innocuous story. Okay, must know because it is still the final episode of Yuki Yuki volume. Must know it is chapter 10. Chapter 10. Yuki go back to school and she is dealing with the dealing with bullies and everything and going to Burger King and Wendy's. Must know going to every restaurants because I need to expanding my own storytelling. Must know Yuki, she was facing that shadowy figure again. Must know in person. Yuki just wanted to face that shadowy figure again because the face of dealing with this pervert again. Mr. Yuki, she is need to face on every foes. She will facing them. Oh yeah, like to subscribe to Into the Bell. Okay, must know. Starting this video. Okay, must say goodbye. Okay. Yuki, she is outside waiting for her bus. She is turned around to see her mom is just looking at her, super concerned at her. Yuki, she noticed her own mother concerned looking eyes. She is walking over her mom. She says this. Hey mom, must know what's wrong. Why are you looking at me like concern to me? Yuki said. Yuki mom, she is looking at Yuki. She is taking deep breath. she is taking deep breath. She says this. Well, must know I'm super concerned by you, Yuki, because every kid must, every boy is just looking at you. Must know they have a crush on you because at your own beauty, because your beauty, because your mutation be a pumpkin scarecrow innocuous. Okay. Yuki mom said. Yuki, she is chuckled at mom answer. She is tapping her own mom back. She is calm down her. She need to calm down her own mom concern to her. Yuki, she is step back, looking at her mom. She says this. Well, mom, because I'm fine because I was rejecting them easily. Because every boy kind of had a crush on me because I am a pumpkin scarecrow innocuous because I have a point because donut I had the pointed ears and a tail. Yuki said. Yuki's mom, she's already know about it because of her own because her own daughter, pumpkin core, bulging out her chest. Yuki's mom, she is about to say something. She is noticed a school bus. It is ready here, like it in 750. Yuki, she is looking at her mom. She is waving being mean goodbye. At her mom, she is getting the school bus and sit down in the front seat of the school bus. Yuki, she is looking at her mom out the window. She is giving her a soft smile and said, means, I will be fine, Mom. The school bus, it is driving away. Yuki's mom, she is still looking and she's worried about her own daughter concern. And Maya, she is not here. She at home. Well, she at school. Well, meanwhile, Yuki, she is in the front seat. She turned around and see Maya right next to her. Maya looking at her is super happy to see her bestie again. Yuki, she's super happy now to see her old friend now. Yuki, she is says this happy voice. Hey Maya, must know. Hey Maya, must know I just see you again. Yuki said. Maya, she is super happy now because she see her bestie Yuki. She is move closer to Yuki. She's we will not stand up in the school bus moving. Maya, she is still looking at Yuki with super happy eyes. Yuki, no, Maya, she says this. Yeah, must not. Yep. Yeah, because I am dealing with my own dealing with my own parents. Giant arguing, no reason, like only just no reason only. Maya said, Yuki, she is her centipede at her own bestie Maya, because she is only seen each other like 4 years. No, more like 3 years. Seen each other. Must know they had not noticed each other like 3 years. But had not been on Maya only been like Yuki's house so many times. But Yuki have not been Maya's house before. Yuki, she is sighed. She is had not been to her best friend's house before. Yuki, she says this. Hey, Maya, must know I had not been your house before. Must know your own house really like, Maya. Yuki said, Maya, she is just hesitating because she didn't want to mention her own parents' side. Still arguing, no reason, talking about taking Maya take Maya's actual stuff, taking some field trips or something, taking for Maya, taking for this, taking for that. Much is so annoying because I want them to arguing right next to me, no reason, and get me uncomfortable and sad. Maya said, Yuki, she cannot stand up because of the school bus moving. Must know, Yuki, she says, well, she need to think about it in the best word to her own friend, Maya. Yuki still has a perfect word. Yuki, she is still looking at Maya. She says this. Hey Maya, must know you are, must know, I just visiting your house, like, next week. Yuki said. Maya, she is shocked, must know it is February, must know it is February 4th. Must know it is a day from school day. Must know Maya, she is looking concerned at Yuki's too because something like her own mom, Yuki's mom too, because of Yuki appearance, because her own ears, because of Yuki. Maya said Yuki she is about to say something. A bus driver is a female Yuki ran note of. She is stopped as she's super curious about Yuki's appearance. Because the bus driver she is had not Yuki's appearance. She is near the park right next to the sidewalk and she is looking at Yuki. She is actually shocked. Yuki looks so super different now. She mentioned a bus driver. She used to be Yuki as normal girl with no beautiful face. Must know see Yuki now. She has a pretty face. She have. Next one, the bus driver says almost coughed, almost choked at her food. She's almost choked at her food because she's noticing Yuki looks so different in person. You look so different. She walked over at Yuki. She said this. Hey Yuki, must know why you look so different in person. Why you look so different? Why you look so different? I've not seen you for last week. Bus driver said Yuki she is not explained to her bus driver because this is a physical change because of her own appearance, because she wants to show off her beauty at everyone, because someone found out her beauty where every boy just had a chance to act it out. Yuki, she's making it a lie. Yuki, she says this. Well, must know I am just putting on some makeup because of my own bad acne. Yuki said this at the lie. Bus driver, she is not buying it. She's about to say something. Maya just stopping her. Well, must know. Maya, she said this. Whoa. Bus driver, must know you don't know rushing at other students' appearance because of their own uncomfortable, because you make them uncomfortable too. Must know you need to calm down at Yuki, because she's still tired about yesterday, tired about the past 3 days. Maya said, must know, bus driver, she is not at Maya. She is walking back to her front bus thing. Bus driver, she is go back to her front driver's seat. We can put on her zipper on and continuing driving for go to the bus. Must know Yuki sees something relief because what the bus driver knew she didn't want to tell the bus driver she is a pumpkin scarecrow innocuous because of her own pumpkin cores and hence changing her own appearance into beautiful girl. Yuki's mind. Must know 3 is 13 minutes later. They are ready here in the school is ready here in the school bus. It is ready here in the school. It is Lion High School in Texas. Must know the school said. Yuki, she is right here in school again because Yuki, she is super happy now. Now she can go back to learning again. Yuki's mind said the school bus, it is in the bus loop and open the door. And the bus high school is just pouring out like crazy, like a flood. Must know just the flood, more like a bunch of high schoolers are pouring out in the school buses. Yuki, she is one of the kids. Yuki, she is stepping out the school bus. She has to miss school a lot because of 1 week of school. Yuki mind said. Yuki, she is getting in the front gate of the school. She is leaning down in the pool while running the classrooms. Yuki, she is looking at those school buses are leaving. You see another school buses are coming too. For even more kids in every different neighborhoods. Yuki, she is actually surprised and sees actual school buses bringing out the same numbers of kids just in the same population of the school. Yuki thought said. Yuki, she is looking around. She is looking around. She see her own. Must know Yuki. She is letting see some teachers just ready for special kids. Yuki, she is not a special kid. She is just a regular kid having back problems. Yuki, she has noticed. See her classmates just looking at her, just waiting for her, just waiting for Yuki like a 2 minutes. Yuki actually realizing it. She has actually just her own view. She realizing her own classmates like 10 feet away from her. But so Yuki, she is had no choice, just walking towards them because Yuki, she is looks so different because Yuki appearance are different. Yuki, she is walking over at those at her classmates. Yuki's classmates looking at Yuki. They are actually shocked. Yuki herself, she looks so different now because she actually changed a lot during last week. Yuki third friend Jessica, she is looking at Yuki, her own surprised eyes. Yuki looks so different. Jessica, she said this. Oh my god, Yuki! Oh my god! You are so different! Yuki? Because you're so different. How you look so the same? Because why you look so beautiful in person? Jessica said. Jessica, she is noticed. She sees Yuki's pointed ears and a tail. She is actually raising the eyebrows like amazed. Yuki, Maya, she thought Yuki has she wearing a cotton, wearing a, she is wearing wearing a costume, become a anime girl. Maya said her own thoughts, believing Yuki, she is become a cosplay. Must know Yuki, she is looks confused. She's her not cosplaying nothing. Must know Yuki, she said this. Well, Jessica, because I have not playing cosplay before. Because I am at home like 7 days. Okay? Yuki said, Maya, she is really nobody because Maya, she is walking over at Yuki. She is touched at Yuki pointed ears. She is Yuki. She is her own cheek turning red in the basement. Oh, her own ears got sensitive again because Yuki is whack Jessica whack her hand away from her ear. Because of Yuki, she is uncomfortable at people touch her ear out her permission. No want them to touch it. Yuki, she is scolding Jessica to touch someone's ears out their permission. Yuki said, Maya, no, Jessica, she is not understanding. She felt her hand vibrating because of Yuki hand whack hard. Maya, she is noticed Yuki's hand looks to my metallic, like metal-like thingies. Must know, Jessica, she is Yuki is suspicious. While Yuki, she has cat-like ears and cat-like eyes, and pointed ears, and a root tail. Yuki, Jessica's growling, angry. Yuki is suspicious at Yuki's appearance, and she's acting different in neutral. Jessica, she says this. Well, Yuki, why you are acting different? I see you acting normal to me. Why are you acting different? Jessica said, Yuki, she's hesitating at Jessica because no want to explain to people she looks so different because of her own new transformation of being a pumpkin scarecrow and innocuous. Yuki, she's hesitantly at Jessica's words. Well, Yuki, her own pointed ear just twitching, and Toby means she is nervous. Jessica, she is actually noticed it. Jessica, Yuki, and Yuki concerned looking eyes. Jessica, she says this. Yuki, must know why you are looking so scared of me. No, you don't know by your own appearance. Jessica said, Yuki, she is grabbed Jessica's hand, just walking in his secret place, walking the secret places. No one started to see them and hear us. Yuki, she is in the back alley at the school. Yuki, she is looking around, seeing no teachers and security and students not there. Yuki, she said this. Well, because I look at it because of I am a pumpkin scarecrow innocuous. Yuki said, Maya, she's almost choked at her drink because Yuki, she is, no Maya, no Jessica, she is overheard at Yuki's words because Yuki, she is a pumpkin scarecrow innocuous. Jessica, she is shocked. Yuki, she is actually a exact creature in the urban. She is actually a new species. Jessica, she is stepping back, and Yuki kind of be cautious. Jessica, she says this. Well, Yuki, you are so different. Must know you had an instinct like a creature does attack people or not. Jessica said, Yuki, she is caught off guard at Jessica cautious thing because Yuki, she is not a type of creature just attack people no reason. Yuki, she is still holding her own instincts, this creature, because this creature, her own creature name is Pumpkin Scarecrow Innocuous. Yuki, she is waving her own metal-like hand and says, means calm down. Yuki, she said this. Whoa, Jessica, just settle down. Because I had no type of instinct like this creature to attack humans for the preventing myself. I only doing the protecting my family and my friends. Jessica, her own heart is burning because she felt so safe at Yuki kindness of her own words, of Yuki's words. Because of Yuki, she have not explained to her own third friend because of she have a pumpkin. She has abilities. She has not seen it at her own two friends. Only first friend she has is Maya. Maya, she is looking around and notice she's Jessica still. She is in 3 feet away at Yuki. Jessica, she is giggling at Jessica's cautious eyes. Jessica, she is turning around, embarrassed at Maya laughter. She is actually freaking out, using her goofy mad eyes at Maya. Jessica, she says this. Seriously, you're laughing at me? First of all, I just super cautious about Yuki's appearance. You only one way know about it? Jessica said, Maya, she is just nod at Jessica answer. She is walking over at Yuki. She is knocked at Yuki's head. Jessica, she is hearing metallic sound in Yuki's head. Well, because of Yuki, her own, the metal skeleton in her body. Jessica, she is looking shocked. Jessica, she is shocked and kind of horrified at Yuki's appearance. But no, Jessica, she is about to say something, and his school bell, it rings. It is a sign of first period in the school. Must know Yuki, Maya, and Jessica, they're in the same class because they are friends. Must know Yuki, Maya, and Jessica, they are go to the classroom. Classroom is 306A. It is Mrs. E. Mrs. E, it is a female math teacher. It is a teacher of her classes. Her own students, like also include Yuki, Maya, and Jessica. They are go in the school in the classroom. Mrs. E, she is noticed. She's noticed. Sees Yuki. Wow, must know. Mrs. E don't know about Yuki. Don't know about Yuki's appearance. See her like a new girl. She is walking over at Yuki. Well, Mrs. E see her like a new girl. Mrs. E, she says this. Our new student is here. Must know, hey there, must know. What are you doing here in the school? Mrs. E said, Yuki, she is. Looking at Mrs. E, confused eyes because she is her not seeing Mrs. E, acted different towards Yuki, towards her because Mrs. E don't recognize her because of her own appearance. Well, teacher, you don't know me. I am Yuki. I am Yuki, your own student at your school, at your own classroom. Mrs. E, she is caught off guard by Yuki, well, so-called new girl. Mrs. E, she says this, no way. You're stealing Yuki. You're stealing Yuki name. Must not. I will send you into the principal office now. Okay? Mrs. E said, Yuki, she is extremely furious at Mrs. E curious about Yuki's appearance because Yuki is still different. Still need to. Young people still not even recognize her because of her own appearance. Yuki, she is walking in the principal office, and the principal, Mr. X. Mr. X noticed see Yuki right in the office. Mr. X actually must know he is only one to recognize her because her own eyes and because her own eye color and her own appearance still change. Must have seen something different of her appearance because her own mother. Because her own mother's appearance. Mr. X, he says this. Oh, hey Yuki, must know why you in my office. Why you in my office like no reason? Mr. X said, Yuki, she is taking deep breath and looking at Mr. X. Yuki, she says this. Well, must know, well, must know, my own teacher, Mrs. E. She is have not recognized me because I am a new girl, because I am way too different. I am. She has not recognized me because she is has not paying attention to my eye color. Because I giving Mrs. E a sign, giving Mrs. E is a sign to give her somebody a sign to recognize me. Well, must know she is has not successfully recognized me. Okay. Yuki said, Mr. X, he is as shocked of his own. One of the teachers had not known about Yuki since like for years. She is not recognizing Yuki. I must know Mr. X, he is not that happy. He is have not happy at Mrs. E not recognize Yuki. Mr. X, he is gonna call Mrs. E. He is to go to his own mic in every classroom. Mr. X turn on the mic and said the whole stadium on the entire school. Hey there, must know Mrs. E. So need to go into my principal office now, okay? I need to speak to you, and need speaking you, Mrs. E. The principal said. Meanwhile, Mrs. E, she is actually shocked. The principal actually calling her is some time being. Mrs. E, she is going to the principal office, and she is in the principal office. She is caught off guard by Yuki in the principal office. She is not being scolded by the principal. Mr. X, he's looking at Mrs. E like disappointed eyes. Mrs. E, she is have not seen Mr. X not that happy before. But listen, Mr. X, he is give Mrs. E give her a sit right next to Yuki. Mrs. E, she is nod at Mrs. E, she is not at Mr. X. She is sit down at next to Yuki. Mr. X, he is looking at Yuki and Mrs. E. Well, looking at Mr. E only because he is not happy at Mrs. E breaking the rules of the school, does not recognize every student's name. Mr. X, he says this. You did evaluating the school post, the school main thing. Teachers recognize a student's recognize the student's appearance, recognize the students by their names and their appearance. Well, Mr. and Mrs. E, you did evaluate the entire school protocol. Mr. X said, Mrs. E, she is caught off guard by by Mr. X scolding. Mrs. E, she is waving at Mr. X means come down. Mrs. E, she says this. Well, because it's so much harder to recognize this girl, because this girl actually new to the school. What do you mean? She is still new to this. How you even know about her? Mrs. E said, Mr. X, he is looking at Yuki. Mr. X, he says this. Well, must know, this girl is not new to the school. This is one of our students. Her name is Yuki, because I only want to recognize her because of her own eyes and her own appearance so different, and Mr. is still Yuki. Mr. X said. Mrs. E, she is not happy at this so-called new girl. Well, Yuki, she says this. You just convincing Mr. X, convincing Mr. X to convincing him isn't he convincing Mr. X to taking Yuki name? Mrs. E said Yuki is shocked by Mrs. E aggressive attitude. Mr. X, she is pound at the desk means stop yelling at the student, okay? Mrs. E, she is off guard by Mr. X, and the most aggressive thing ever. Must know, Mrs. E, she says this. Must know, she's a brainwashing you, and recognize this new girl, nobody this new girl taking Yuki's name. Mrs. E said, Mr. X, he is still mad about it. He says this. Well, first of all, I'm not being brainwashed or everything else, because you only want to not recognize Yuki's appearance, because I only want to recognize her because of her eye color. Mr. X said. Mrs. E, she is shocked. She is not paying attention to this new girl, not paying attention to Yuki's eyes, because only paying attention to the appearance and the names, because she is way too curious about the female's appearance, not the eye color. And Yuki, she says this. She is pointing at her own mother like hand at her own eye colors. Well, Mrs. E, as she's shocked, she sees Yuki eye color. It is red, means this is actually her own average eye color she's have. Yuki, she is not at Mrs. E shock appearance, because she had not seen Yuki like last week. Mrs. E, she says this. First of all, why you say something about your eye color? I just only looking at a girl's appearance, not their eye color. Mrs. E said, Yuki, she said this. I give the sign with my eye color, so recognize me at my eye color and not my appearance. Yuki said, Mrs. E, she is dismissive at Yuki response. Mrs. E, she says this. Well, because I only love girls' appearance because only easy for me to recognize them because of my own. Because I only love with beauty and everything, not their appearance. Because not the eye colors, because it is very possible to recognize them. Mrs. E said, Yuki, she is actually super mad at Mrs. E. Yuki, she is about to say something. Mr. X, he need to stop Yuki. Just in time because you don't want her to yell at her own teacher. Mr. X, he is looking at Yuki. Well, Yuki, must know you need to go back home for now, Yuki. Mr. X said, Yuki, she is shocked because she had not expanded or expelled. Well, because Yuki needed taking a break at her own teacher, Crowix of Sensing with Beauties. Mr. Yuki, she is opening the door, holding her own backpack. She'll go back in her backpack and leaving. Meanwhile, Mr. X, he is not that happy Mrs. E dismissive. Mr. X, well, he is not that happy at Mrs. E dismissive. He is not that happy. He says this. Well, Mrs. E, well, because you have not attention to her own appearance, not her beauty. Well, because I have no choice to fire you in your job. Because you're breaking the school policy, breaking the school headquarters because of you don't recognize their own eyes and not their appearance. Because you love the girls and love people's appearance because it's very easy for you, not their eyes. Must know, you are fired. Get out of my sight, Mrs. E. Oh yeah, you are fired like 3 months. Mrs. X said, Mrs. E, she is actually in tears because she is not get fired by Mr. X. Mr. X mows the aggressive response at her. She is in tears. She is actually mad at him now because she is get fired and no reason because she is a good teacher for all her kids and not recognize their eyes. Okay. Meanwhile, Yuki, she is grabbing her own backpack, looking at Maya like sadness because she is actually jealous at Yuki because she is only one taking the break as school not even started. Yuki, she is going in the parking lot. Her mom, Yuki's mom, waiting for her. Yuki's mom, she sees Yuki. She is actually surprised because the principal called her because Yuki, she is need to take a break first, like 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 6 days ago, 6 days. Okay. Yuki's mom, she is walking over at Yuki. She is super happy now because she want to be lonely at home like 7 hours. Must know she is spending time with her own daughter again. Yuki mom she says this. Hey Yuki, must know your own. Wow. Well, first of all, your principal told me you need to take a break from what happened. Yuki mom said Yuki she is hesitating and looking at her mom. She says this. Well, mom, because my teacher, Mrs. E, cannot recognize my own appearance because can recognize my own eyes and my appearance. I am thought a new girl. I am thought a new girl because I look so different. I'm still me because Mrs. E accusing me of stealing my name. Mrs. E, she is thought of stealing another girl's name. Same thing I had my name. But this is my original name I have. This is the only name I have. And I not still know his name. Yuki said Yuki's mom, she's not at Yuki's answer. She is still not happy at Mrs. E. Mrs. E stupidity responded at Yuki Yuki's parents. Not only Yuki her appearance, not her eyes and her own voice. Yuki, she is still mad about it. She is about to say something. Yuki mom's mom just stopping her, giving a hand stop gesture. Yuki mom, she says this. Hey Yuki, must know what is today? Today go to McDonald's. No, going to Taco. No, is go to Burger King. Yuki. Yuki mom said Yuki she is ecstatic because she is wanting to go to the Burger King in such a young time because she had not been there for quite a while. Yuki she is just not at her mom answer. She is walking over at her mom vehicle. Walking over her mom vehicle, just opening at the front seat and go to a front passenger seat, and Yuki's mom she go to the driver's seat. This is her own skills being a driver. She is to go to reverse and reverse and go to left and go to Burger King. Like 13 minutes later, Yuki and her mom they are in McDonald's. They are in Burger King. So she's super excited. She's been like Burger King like one time. She's kind of been to the Burger King such a long time. Yuki she is walking over the counter. Well, see her ex-childhood friend, James. James, he is noticing Yuki. see Yuki like in 2 years. 2 years he been popular at the girls. Yuki, she is still mad at him. He is breaking his promise to stay friends such a long time. Now, he broke his promise now. He didn't unfriend him now. Yuki, she is still mad at him. Yuki, she said this. Oh, James, it's you again. You only want to break our promise to stay friends forever. Not to be popular at girls. Because I only friend you have to believe in you. Must know you did breaking our promise to be friends. Well, must know we're not even friends anymore. James. Yuki said that James, he is mad at Yuki now. Mad at Yuki. He is the tap, smack a tight counter on his hand. His for a vibration on his own hand. He felt intense pain in his hand. He gritted his teeth. He gritting his teeth. No want to scream like a girl. Yuki, she is looking at James like she is raising the eyebrow at him. She is amused at James' stupidity because he is accidentally bang his hand on the counter. Yuki, she says, James, he says this. Well, Yuki, because I did breaking our promise. I had to break our promise. Say friends. But first of all, I had to breaking our promise. Our friendship be popular because every girl, every boys kept bullying me every single time behind the choice to cut off our friendship every time, okay? Okay, guys, must know I need to stop in chapter 10. Must know it is the final of volume 1. Next is volume 2. Next chapter is chapter 11. Yuki dealing with her own ex-childhood friend James, and she's dealing with her own problems. She is continuing. She is in her training BA. She is training BA using her own magic skills. James, Yuki is her old childhood friend. Don't know about it because he has not seen her for years. James had not seen Yuki for years because he is not even recognized her because of lost their friendship. Must not like and subscribe to in the below. Okay, guys, bye. I'm Scarecrow.com.